I thought I knew my sister, but that all changed the day she told everyone I stole our parents' money, and when everyone believed her, my whole world crumbled. My name is Grace Harris, and this is the story of how my life fell apart because my own sister decided to turn the people I loved against me. It started with one lie, but it quickly spiraled into something I never thought I'd survive. I never thought my sister Lily would betray me. Growing up, we were as close as two sisters could be. Sure, we fought what siblings don't, but there was always this unspoken bond between us. I was the older one by 3 years, but she always looked up to me, or at least I thought she did. Our parents, Carol and Steve, had worked hard all their lives. Mom was a nurse, and Dad ran a small auto repair shop. We weren't rich by any means, but we got by. That's why when they passed away suddenly in a car accident, everything changed. It wasn't just losing them, it was what came after. I was 27 when it happened. Lily was 24. The moment the lawyer read the will, everything felt like it fell apart. It was simple. The house, the savings, and the insurance money were divided between the two of us. There was no drama, no complicated clauses. But something. Lily's eyes shifted when she heard the numbers. I didn't think much of it at the time. I was still grieving, still trying to process the loss, but looking back, that was the first time I saw a flicker of something in her agreed I hadn't noticed before. The next few weeks were a blur. We had to sort out their belongings, deal with their debts, and make decisions that no one should ever have to make. Lily started acting distant, snapping at me when I tried to talk about anything. I assumed it was just her way of coping with the pain. Then, it happened. One night, I was sitting at the kitchen table, going through some paperwork, when I heard her phone buzzing in the other room. I didn't mean to snoop, but the name on the screen caught my eye. David. David was her boyfriend, a guy I never liked, mostly because he seemed more interested in the money than Lily herself. I didn't think much of it, until Lily burst into the kitchen, looking pale, almost frantic. "Grace," she said, her voice shaking. "Where is it?" "Where's what?" I asked, not looking up from the papers. "The money, Grace, the money our parents left us. It's gone, and you're the only one who had access to it." Her words hit me like a punch. I froze. "What are you talking about? I haven't touched it. I've been dealing with bills and everything else. You know, I'd never," but she wasn't listening. She grabbed my arm, her fingers digging into my skin. "Don't lie, Grace. You think I'm stupid. I know you took it." "I'll tell everyone." "Tell them what?" I asked, finally looking up. "I didn't steal anything." Lily stepped back, her face twisted in a mix of fear and something else, something dark. "You're going to ruin everything. I'm telling Mom and Dad's friends, the lawyer, everyone. You stole their money, Grace, and I'm going to make sure they know it." And that was the moment I realized my sister wasn't the person I thought she was. The accusation was out there, and the damage was already done. I tried to deny it, tried to explain, but Lily was relentless. She called our relatives, our friends, anyone who would listen in. She told them that I had taken the money, that I was using our parents' death as a way to line my pockets. At first, no one believed her. My family knew me better. But over time, the doubt began to creep in. The phone calls stopped coming. I saw the way people looked at me, the way they whispered behind my back. And then, one by one, the people I had trusted the most started to turn against me. They said it didn't make sense for Lily to lie, that I was the one who had been acting strange, distant even. The truth was, I wasn't distant. I was crushed. My world had been ripped apart by grief, and now I was being dragged through the mud for something I hadn't done. The first few weeks after Lily's accusations were unbearable. The loneliness was suffocating. I had friends, but they all started to distance themselves. The more I tried to defend myself, the more they pulled away. I couldn't blame them. After all, I was the one who was supposed to be responsible for everything, handling our parents' estate, making the right decisions. But suddenly, I wasn't seen as the responsible one anymore. I was seen as a thief. The whispers at family gatherings were the worst. I could feel their eyes on me as I entered a room. I wanted to scream, to beg them to believe me, but I couldn't. Every time I opened my mouth to explain, it felt like no one was listening. Lily's version of events had taken root, and I was powerless to stop it. Then there was the lawyer. I thought he would be on my side after all. He was the one who had helped our parents set up their will. But when I went to his office to talk to him about clearing my name, he gave me a look I'll never forget. It was pity and suspicion. I could see it in his eyes. "Grace, I'm sorry," he said, his voice cold. But if Lily says you took the money, we'll have to investigate it. It's the only fair thing to do. Investigation. I almost laughed. There's nothing to investigate. I didn't take anything. Grace, we have to follow the legal process. I'm sure it'll all be cleared up, but you have to understand the position we're in. If there's any doubt, we have to follow through. That was the moment I realized the truth. My family had already made up their minds. The investigation wasn't to find out what really happened. It was to punish me. I became a pariah in my own family. Even my best friend Emily started pulling away. She didn't say it outright, but I could feel the judgment in her silence. She stopped texting me back, stopped answering my calls. It was as if the lie had become the truth, and there was no room for doubt. It wasn't just about money anymore. It was about who I was, who they thought I was. A thief, a liar, a person who would betray her own family. It wasn't until months later that the truth started to come out. By then, I had lost almost everything: my reputation, my friends, my family. I was living in a small apartment, isolated, struggling to hold on to my sanity. I had tried everything, going to the police, hiring a private investigator, but nothing seemed to make a difference. The evidence was too thin, and Lily's story was too convincing. But then, one evening, I got a call. It was from the lawyer. "Grace," he said, his voice a little more hesitant than before. "We found something. I don't know how to tell you this, but there was an account your parents set up. A hidden one. It wasn't in the will, and it wasn't listed anywhere." "What do you mean?" I felt a cold shiver run down my spine. "We found the account details, and Lily knew about it. She accessed the account 2 weeks after your parents died. The transfer was made to her boyfriend's account, David." I couldn't breathe. "What? You're telling me she did it? She really took it?" The lawyer didn't answer right away. "I'm afraid so." Everything I had feared was true. Lily had set me up, knowing the inheritance would come through soon, and using me as the perfect scapegoat. She'd lied to everyone, used my grief to manipulate them into turning on me. She had taken the money and covered her tracks, leaving me with nothing but the wreckage of her betrayal. When the truth came out, it didn't fix anything. Lily tried to deny it at first, but the evidence was irrefutable. Her betrayal tore the family apart. Our relatives were livid, and Lily was ostracized from the very people she'd tried to manipulate. But the damage had already been done. My reputation was in tatters, and no amount of apologies could fix the rift between me and the people I had once loved. I wanted to scream at them, tell them I had been telling the truth all along, but they had already made their decision. As for Lily, she disappeared. I never saw her again after that. I don't know where she went, or what happened to her. In a way, I think she was running from the fallout of her own lies. But I wasn't going to chase her anymore. I wasn't going to let her destroy me. I've learned that sometimes the people closest to you can hurt you the most. But in the end, you have to let go of the past and move forward. You can't let someone else's lies define your life. And sometimes, justice comes when you least expect it, but it's still worth fighting for. If you've ever experienced betrayal or felt the weight of a lie, share this story with someone who might need to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe for more real stories of struggle, strength, and survival.